Well, they played down to their opponents yet again, but thankfully we're having a celebratory might be strong, but at least a winning Mile High after party tonight. As always, it's Zach Seegers here with Let's Talk Broncos. Joining me, as always, is Mike Carmelini with Mile High Monsters. Over to my left and to my right, we've got David Talks Broncos. You can also find him over at David Talks Buffs, David Talks Sports, depending on the different social media outlets. Fellas, I generally ask you, where are we at after that one? How are we feeling? Whatever. My question tonight, what the fuck was that? Like,
oh my gosh, Zach. Here's what it was. Okay. I tweeted out that this game would be like 13-10 at the half. It was 6-7. I just saw this coming thank you. Just saw this coming a mile away. I don't know why we can't just dominate teams, Zach. But we don't. We play down to the level. Also, I will say that the Chiefs didn't have a penalty until like the fourth quarter, which drove me absolutely nuts.
Until the last 2 minutes, they had one penalty all game. It was the deciding penalty might be strong, but the game-changing penalty on that fourth down, which we'll definitely unpack in detail. Yeah. But the officiating was infuriating. This was a very frustrating game. Like, I think the Raiders might have been more like pathetic of a performance, but it was less frustrating. I agree with some of these comments here. Worst Sean Payton game of his Broncos tenure. It says D Bronx saying, you got your butt kicked at home 3 days ago, and your response was to play keep away with the ball from the opening kickoff. I think there's some truth to that. Like, I think this was a chance where he got a little over conservative, but where are we at, fellas? David, where are you
at? Man, guys, I'm not allowing you guys to get all upset about over a win on freaking Christmas evening. What is wrong with you guys now? I know there's a lot
I got my hat on. I'm celebrating,
man. Yeah, there's a lot to talk about, but guys, 13-3. 13-3. We got the business done. Okay. I'm happy. Now, concerned about the defense, sure. But I said in my video yesterday, okay, I said I don't think that this is going to be a high-scoring game. I want to see the Broncos just get out of there with a win. And I said, this is probably going to be a closer game than you would expect. But I want to see 40 minutes of time of possession again. I want to see 3 drives of over 8 minutes. We got that. And we got the dub, man. We got the dub. So, again, we made this third-string quarterback look a little bit better. Maybe he's a little bit closer to Patrick Mahomes than people want to realize. Okay.
Okay.
Maybe Patrick Mahomes is a little overrated.
Okay.
But I'm going to take a victory on the road. And we don't practice leading up to Thursday games. Have we covered the spread the entire year? I don't think so.
And that is one thing. When the Broncos are favored, they have been playing down to opponents. A win is a win. I think there's some merit to that. Like, ultimately, they got it done tonight. I wanted a bit of a feel-good game. I think that's part of why I'm annoyed. But it is what it is.
It should have been a get-right game, Zach. This should have been we had everything, and it wasn't. And shout out to my guy Brett Hilbers. Bo Nix is the gift that keeps on giving. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, Broncos country. Bo Nix, I titled it, this is Bo Nix's team. We're going to go as far as Bo takes us, I think. Can't depend on the defense. We're going to have to depend on Bo. But Merry Christmas to all of you out there in Broncos country from all of us here at the Mile High After Party. Thank you so much for tuning in on your holiday. And I'm with David. I am celebrating now. The anger's worn off. I'll leave that for Zach.
Yeah, it's definitely not worn off.
It's coming.
This is ridiculous. I mean, there's a lot I want to say. Like, but it's just crazy to me. It's crazy to me. I'll just start there. Let me just start ranting, because once I get some of this off my chest, I'll actually be able to run the show. You're playing a preseason team. Like, yes, you're down. Like, Patrick Mahomes and Gardner Minshew aren't playing, and so everyone's talking about the third-string quarterback. They're down their 2 best receivers with Rashee Rice and Tyquan Thornton out of this game. They're down all 4 of their 4 best offensive tackles. Broncos country's like, well, we're down a safety and a linebacker. And the Chiefs are like fielding an offense of entire backups. Like, what the hell? And then some of it's just like, I think, fluky, like the Bo Nix interceptions, bad luck. But the Chiefs converting a touchdown there, like the Broncos wind up being really close to being 1 for 3 or 1 for 4 rather, on offense in the red zone. And then on defense in the red zone, they go 0 for 1 tonight, allowing a touchdown. I just like, there's some things here that are legitimately concerning to me. And, you know, I think the Chiefs defense played an inspired game. I'm not honestly that down on the offense. I think like it's Spags. He can cook that up sometimes. To your guys' point, Sean Payton has, at least during his Denver tenure, has struggled during these short weeks. I think that's worth discussing more, like throughout his tenure here in Denver. Like next season, we should all be talking about how September, this team probably starts slow, and on short weeks, they probably play down.
They ain't gonna cover. They ain't gonna cover on a Thursday game. No way.
And so, you know, I'm not overly upset with the offense, though. Like they definitely left a lot to be desired. The Chiefs defense was also, relatively speaking, healthy.
Yeah.
But the Chiefs offense, having the success they did, and I know it wasn't outstanding, but they were really close to a 2-minute drill tying touchdown drive to send it to overtime with Chris Oladukin and no tackles, and neither of their 2 best receivers, and Travis Kelce's washed. I don't care if it's his like farewell game. Dude's washed. How is that happening?
How is he faster than Jade Barron?
That's concerning. Like the Jade Barron tight end thing started off really good the last couple months.
How do we let this guy fumble the ball, pick it back up, and throw it down to the Juju Smith-Schuster for like a 25-yard gain, man?
Oh man, we're already turning David negative.
Well, like, dude, this is the thing, man. This defense is soft tonight, man.
You go against a 3rd-string quarterback, and it's like, yeah, you allow a 20-yard gain on a play where he dropped the ball in the backfield. What the hell are you doing? And you're not going against the 49ers of like 2 years ago or whatever, where it's like, okay, well, maybe the quarterback's whatever, but they've got 15 all pros somehow on offense, even though there's 11 players. That's not this. That's not like the interior of the line's good on them. They got a good center and a good guard. What? So any offense that is 2 good players now is going to be able to move up and down the field on the Broncos defense, even if they've got a 3rd-string quarterback?
Well, that's what happens when you're allowed to hold every play. When you're allowed to, this was a Christmas whistle for the Chiefs. I'm gonna go ahead and say, how often were they holding Zach Allen back there? How often?
The whistle the Broncos got this game was really rough. You have the encroachment penalty that was very obvious.
The thumb. He moved his thumb. You guys missed that. Thumb movement apparently is highly frowned upon in the NFL now.
It was just bonkers. There's that. There's the OPI that got called out. There's one where, like, right after the OPI on the Broncos, like a drive or 2 later, Sutton's running down the left sideline. The Chiefs player's just like directly in his way past the 5 yards. Like, that's at least illegal contact. No flag, which, hey, I've seen that not get called before, but when you're calling the Evan Ingram thing, whatever.
Dude, that Evan Ingram call was ridiculous.
Yeah, that was hands.
When you have the okay, I won't use the political analogy I was just going to use because that'll get us down rabbit hole. But these former refs, retired refs, come on to the broadcast and they're always like, yeah, you know, I think that ref did a good job there. They could watch the ref like murder a man in cold blood and they'd be like, that's the right call. And yet I swear 2-3 times a week, they will call out the officials in the Broncos games for making a crazy call against the Broncos. And again, I'm telling you, they are loath to do it. It is the stripes back the stripes situation. And I cannot believe some of the whistles the Broncos get. Let's start there. I know I'm ranting, but let's start on the refs for a bit. There's a lot to unpack. And I know we're all, you know, Denverites, pro Broncos in this. So this is far from an unbiased chat, but do you think it's just like the Broncos do have bad officiating luck this year, or do we just have orange colored lenses? Mike, I'll start with you.
No, it's Sean Payton, Zach. The league still hates Sean Payton. And if you don't know the history, which of course you do, if you're watching this and you don't know the history between Sean Payton and the NFL, they hate him. And it just feeds, the refs hate him. That false start on Ben Powers was ridiculous. The Surtain pass interference call, overthrow pass out of bounds completely. And then that ridiculous Evan Ingram one, just for starters. I mean, it's just blatantly bad. We did get a couple breaks late. The first down big play that Bo had, or a touchdown, the time had run out on the time clock, or the play clock, by a full second. So they owed us one. But literally, it just gets, and guys, the good stuff's coming here in a second. You just got to wait for. We got to vent a little bit. This was a frustrating game, but I think most people should. No one on this show has ever been that guy with the refs, but this is like the third show where we're like, man, I don't know. There's something to it, Zach.
It's crazy. I just like my girlfriend now, even after the false start where Ben Powers, like to your joke, Mike, twitches his thumb a little bit. After that, my girlfriend's like, well, will we at least get a makeup call later? Like,
exactly.
It was bonkers. I can't believe the officiating. I'm glad they finally got the one call in the big moment. That matters the most. We'll circle back to the defense and some of the frustrating things, but let's get into the offensive side of things. Our Bo Nix, Sean Payton conversation. That's always so important, because I do got to start out with, because there was some bad from Sean Payton tonight. I think we had D Bronx saying in the chat this was the worst coach game of Sean Payton's tenure, right? And I think there's some merit to elements of that.
Worst,
but no, like they lost 70-20. I think there's worse. But
I was gonna say,
but I will say they clearly weren't prepared. And that's like the second time they've played a lackluster opponent on a Thursday night, and it's clear the coaching staff did not get them ready for the game. So I'm not generally, I'm a little stocked down on Sean Payton, but I will say the way he ended this game, I love it. I love the fourth down. I thought that was brilliant. Going to try and get them to jump rather than just settling for the field goal. I think it's very clear they weren't planning on snapping the ball based on how the linemen reacted. They were looking for anything resembling a flinch, and they were going to jump on it and get the 5 yards. And to their credit, they didn't just do the QB sneak, whatever that we're all used to seeing in those spots. They put RJ Harvey in the Wildcat, which is a good short yardage run indicator. Like, you get an extra man in the blocking game, it changes the math. It is a smart thing. And then you get the motion too. It got that Chiefs line really edgy, and you get the free 5 yards. I thought that was a brilliant call from the staff and execution from the players. And then the third and goal play on the touchdown to Harvey. I think if Bo throws it sooner, it's just an easy kind of walk-in touchdown. But they got the Chiefs fighting way too hard on that run. They got the perfect look. Again, I think Bo held it a little long, thinking maybe he could run it in. But RJ Harvey, great play on the ball. That I thought both those moments were great execution from the players, great calls from the staff. Overall, though, feeling stock down on the staff and stock even on Bo, but I know I keep ranting. I just had to get the play call thing off my chest. David, let me start with you this time. Where are we at on the Bo Nix, Sean Payton meter?
Yeah. Okay. Sean Payton stock down, and it's not because of the game that he called. He called a good game, but you're responsible as a head coach for the whole team. Why do we have special teams come up as an issue in these games? Why do we have the defense not locked in, looking soft, not tackling? Guys are running through 3 of our guys into the end zone. Are you kidding me? Come on now. You're not getting the guys ready. And again, it is a theme where we just don't play our best football on short weeks. Sean Payton chooses not to practice at all. And that's the result you're going to get every single time. We're so lucky because of that. Now, Bo Nix, he pissed me off in the first half. Accuracy all over the place a little bit. But really what pissed me off was that 3-0 lead. What was it, the second or third drive? There is no reason to throw that ball to Lil Jordan Humphrey.
Yeah.
There's just no reason when he's covered and an amazing play happens. Dude, you're up. You're on your own side of the field. If the Chiefs were going to win this game or have an opportunity to, it was because we were going to let them into the game through losing the turnover battle and allowing big plays on special teams. We did both of those things. And thankfully, though, Bo Nix in the second half, he was awesome. We were 11 of 18 on third down. He was so good on third down. Those last couple touchdown drives, magnificent. How about looking like Elway running into the end zone, trucking dudes over?
Ooh.
That was awesome.
It was a great play.
Yes. The third down, the 3rd and 10 or whatever. How about the 1st and 20 strike to Cortland Sutton after the penalty, the dumb Evan Ingram penalty? How about the 3rd and whatever to Lil Jordan Humphrey?
2nd and 15.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he showed that franchise quarterback composure there in the second half to get it done. Guys, again, 39 minutes and 30-something seconds, I think, in time of possession. We methodically ran the offense, man, to where the defense was barely on the field. And I think that's a frustrating part of like why we just didn't clamp down on them more when they were barely on the field this game. Whatever. But Bo Nix, stock up. Going stock up for Bo Nix.
Yeah, I think that's a really great point. They did kind of they came into this game wanting to not lose it, I guess. And I think we've seen that from them before in like the Jets game. And I think they need to avoid that urge because it does not serve them well. Like take care of business, like come into the game wanting to embarrass this Chiefs team rather than just, I don't know, come away with this sort of win. I think because it's not a safer way to play the game. It puts you in a lot of danger. Mike, where are you at on Sean Payton and Bo Nix on the improvement meter after this game?
Yeah, first of all, congratulations to the Broncos. Another 1-score win on the season. We are going for the NFL record, apparently.
What is the record? Do you know? I'll do research.
No, I don't. And I was being a little
I think the Chiefs had 11 1-score
facetious, but it's still a remarkable stat for the Broncos this year. I would be pretty down on Bo in the first half. Or excuse me. I'm not down on Bo in the first half that much. I was down on Sean on the first half, and I'll get to that, David. I thought that the run game was very. What is it?
11 is the record, and they have 11 now. Because they beat
next week.
Maybe
they beat the Cowboys and the Bengals by multiple scores, but no other games, right?
Yeah. So. Yeah. So anyways, we'll figure that one out. But Sean kind of changed. I thought in the second half he played it really smart. He saw the kind of game that was being played. He saw what Spags was doing, what he was taking away, and yet he still forced himself to run the ball, which he did, and that opened everything else up. And then the second point, I think Zach, you're the one on the 4th and 2 to win the game right there. We all called it at the house that it was going to be a fake. And then when they set up in that formation, it's so funny that if we know it, the Kansas City Chiefs have to know it. And then Sean out coaches them by giving them this crazy look. And you're like, and when the play started, I was like, oh crap, they're actually going to go for this.
Yeah.
So that was great coaching there. And then the touchdown pass to RJ in the end zone, man, Bo Nix rolling right, waving RJ to move over a little bit and pointing at the spot and then dropping it right between the 1 and the 2.
Yes.
Man, that is a baller. That guy has ice in his veins. Bo Nix is the real deal, man. I mean, out coach, not out coach. Bo Nix is outplaying quarterbacks in almost every game he played. That Trevor Lawrence game was amazing from Trevor Lawrence, let's be honest. But Bo has been playing better than everybody he plays. He's a good quarterback.
Right now he's playing like a really good quarterback. Yeah. And I think, there's a lot of those stats going around about, most yards or touchdowns or whatever in first 2 years. And he's doing really well in those. But I think if you look at, and it's hard to know how much stock to put in those, But when you look at the names in like the wins, yards, touchdowns one, it's like Russell Wilson, Ben Roethlisberger, Dan Marino, Dak Prescott,
Drew Luck.
Nope.
Andrew Luck.
Andrew Luck. Okay,
It's Andrew Luck.
I thought you were really hammering the Drew Lock thing, and I'm like, no, he definitely did not
bring it up.
Andrew Luck. But yeah, it's like guys who, okay, maybe Bo Nix will end up being the first bad one to accomplish that feat, but it doesn't seem overly likely. Or like the yards one or the touchdowns one. Like the touchdowns one that was going around. That list is Justin Herbert, Dan Marino, Derek Carr, Bo Nix, Patrick Mahomes. Or not, yeah, Patrick Mahomes is the fifth.
That's a good list, man.
Like, okay, maybe Bo maxes out at Derek Carr. Maybe he winds up being the worst of the bunch. Or maybe not, like maybe he winds up belonging somewhere in that mix. I do feel really good about what we're starting to see from Bo. I do think today was a slight stock down from him. I don't think it was as ugly as the stat line showed.
I didn't say though. I didn't say, did I? Stock even. So I'm stock even on Bo. Probably stock even for both, really. I didn't see anything that changed my mind either way on him. But
I'm down on Payton just because figure out how to coach a Thursday night game against a bunch of
for real.
Quit playing them.
I will say really quick on Bo. I think, and some of it's Payton. He came into this game clearly with a very conservative game plan. But Bo has a bad tendency to where if a defense wants to play that too high shell on him and make him nickel and dime him, he can go a little overboard with that.
Yeah.
Like there's merit to take what the defense gives you, but maybe see if they'll give you a little more, like maybe like ask for a raise, rather than
downs in this game. That's insane. 18 third downs.
And it was because of so much of the nickel and diming. Like they were fine just picking up 4 yards every play. And, it kind of worked. Not really. But and again, a lot of it's Payton. He admitted to it, I guess, during the presser that it was a really bad offensive game plan today, per our comment section right now. But
how about the defensive game?
I'll circle back on that. But like it,
you guys are so negative.
This was an ugly game. I think you're seeing that problem with Bo Nix. I think he can get overly conservative. Teams can kind of lull him into that. And really, you get the best version of Bo Nix when you get a defense like the Packers who goes, hey, this guy likes playing underneath. Let's take away the underneath stuff and force him to play downfield. That's when you get the best version of Bo Nix. Like he almost needs to be forced to do that, which is frustrating, but I want to see more of it. This is definitely not the real Pat Surtain, but I think that's a funny idea. If it was. David, where are you at? I know you want to say something. I'm sorry.
I'll
grab the super chat after.
I did have something. Oh yes, random thought. Thank God we took care of business because I was going to be pissed off if these, Snow White uniforms were going to be like cursed with like just an ugly loss.
Oh right.
Because dude, if we lost in these uniforms, we can never wear them again.
Never wear them again.
We couldn't do it, and we did it. I loved how they looked, and hopefully next time we'll play better. But again, I didn't have much of an issue with the offensive game plan. I actually didn't because we had 40 minutes of time possession. We had 3 drives of over 8 minutes, and the one in the fourth quarter was close to 7 minutes, man. It was awesome. Why the hell did our defense play the way they did when they were barely on the field? They couldn't tackle. They couldn't get any sacks. They should be embarrassed about this performance, even with being held. That's how I feel about it. So I know we got this super chat here from T Fishes.
Yep, T Fishes weighing in. Do you want to?
Yeah, I can read it. Thank you. Says a short week with a preseason game plan, no deep shots, no crazy blitz packages, and held the quarterback to 66 yards. Also, Bo came through when we needed it, and RJ and Jaleel can work, stay positive.
Mm-hmm.
Broncos country. And
Thank you, T Fishes.
They ran the ball pretty well, I thought, situationally.
Today. Yeah, and teeing me up well, both you and T Fishes, with the next topic I wanted to get into here on the run game. Where are you guys at with it? I think we're starting to see them figure out a little something with this RJ Harvey, Jaleel McLaughlin backfield. Where are you guys at with it, David? Let's go right back to you here.
I'm feeling good about it. RJ, some tough running. When RJ wasn't running particularly well, we got some really good runs from Jaleel McLaughlin. So I felt like, the buttons of like when to press them, that worked pretty well. Really impressed with some of the just the guys that RJ was making miss, man. That was nice. I feel better about this running game going into the playoffs because I think we will see Bo put his body on the line a little bit more. And we saw him take a couple chances today, and that was fantastic. The league is not ready for it. We're not going to run him into the ground over an 18-game season like the Bills are doing with Josh Allen. That's insane. He's also not as big as Josh Allen. But yeah, we're not doing that. No. But in the playoffs, I want to see Bo Nix use his legs a little bit more when he's got those.
Oh,
legs.
yeah.
It was their best play today. The Bo Nix scramble was their best play today. Mike, where are you at with the run game?
Well, I'm on board with the Bo Nix run game for sure. I'm tired of watching other quarterbacks do that to us, and we have a better athlete at quarterback who should be doing that more often. I thought RPO stuff opened some of that up for him. I like that when he sees open field, except for one tonight. There was one where I thought he should have run it that he passed it. But other than that, I thought he took advantage of it. So I'm high on that, but I'm actually for the first time a little down on my guy RJ tonight. Now, again, I'll preface that with I try not to make too many grand judgments till I rewatch the game and see if it was blocking or whatever. But he definitely fights for the ball. He definitely fights for the yards, David. He's a hard tackle. I get that, but 3 yards a carry. His longest was 11. He is a weapon out of the backfield in certain plays, and I think you hit it on the head. If they go with Jaleel more as the down to down back, I thought he ran very well tonight.
Yes,
I thought Jaleel saw the holes quickly. I thought his vision was good. I didn't see him running into the back of his lineman.
Good patience, yeah.
Yeah, and waiting for his blockers, and the wide receiver blocking was really hit and miss tonight, by the way, on some of those plays. Sean drew up some nice stuff. But as far as the run game goes, I'm probably a little bit down on RJ as running back one. Put him back in and give JK the role, and then let RJ Harvey's got 12 touchdowns this year. He's a weapon, and he's a fantastic player. I love him, but maybe not first and second down runs with RJ. I don't know. So I'm a little down on that. That's how I feel about it, Zach.
Yeah, I'm surprised his rushing success rate against the Jags is as good as I've just, with the holidays and everything, haven't had a chance to look, because it felt like, he had the one great carry where he scored the touchdown, one of the coolest Broncos touchdowns of the year. I absolutely love that.
Yeah.
But outside of that, didn't do a whole lot. But, actually had a 42.9% rushing success rate that game, which is up. Like, I will say, like, that doesn't sound good. Rushing success rate in general is like 45% or below. It's the reason why everyone was passing the ball in the mid 2010s. Like, they realized this analytically. We got really pass happy, defenses adjusted, and now we're kind of going back. But it's still hard to have a high rushing success rate. But this is why I think it's so important. You start at the Raiders game, where he starts coming in for J.K. Dobbins more, 25% rushing success rate. Or, you know what? Let's go back even further. Let's go back to the Jets game. 0%, 0%, 28.6%, 0%, 25%, 27.3%. And then these last 4 games, he's at 46.2, 70.6, 42.1, and 42.9. That's sustainable. So it's at least, I don't know what the numbers are for tonight. We'll have them tomorrow. But I don't think, like, this did not feel worse to me than the Jags game. So I imagine it'll probably once again be in that 40 range, which, yes, they need J.K. Dobbins back, but that's at least workable. And then Jaleel McLaughlin, I don't want to stop us in the mud while I look up those numbers, but it feels like every single one of his carries these last 2 weeks is going for 4 or 5 yards a pop. The vision's been great. He's carrying the ball well. I worry about those two maybe being a little bit of a tell. Like, if Jaleel's not much of a factor in the passing game, RJ Harvey's definitely the more limited ball carrier right now. But I love what I've seen from Jaleel McLaughlin as a running back these last 2 weeks. Not saying he's better than JK, but I love what we've seen from him. And I also love what we've seen from Harvey as a pass catcher. Like one of the first comments we got in here from, where was it?
Man, while you're looking that up,
really quick.
yeah.
Goodness. Oh no, here, Tanner's. Bo looked good. RJ is a superstar offensive weapon, is improving between the tackles. And I think there's a gap between superstar offensive weapon and like, oh my God, this guy's a bum, which I'm also seeing a lot of, to where he's a game-changing weapon right now as a pass catcher. He's great, but he's more Darren Sproles than Alvin Kamara. He's not giving you all that as a runner right now. David, where are you? Are you as high as I am on RJ Harvey? Are you higher? Are you lower? Where are you at?
I don't know. I'm pretty high on RJ Harvey in terms of his playmaking ability. I like what Mike said, though, is that when Jaleel seems to be running better on first and second down, just go with it, man. And I think some people are saying this in the comments. Chiefs run defense. I don't know about this, but I know at least recently it's been a great run defense, all that. I don't think, what did we have over 100 yards rushing today? I think collectively, we were at 128. So
with Bo,
we did okay, but that took 42 yards from Bo Nix too.
Third time they've done that since J.K. Dobbins left the lineup. They really have not been getting over 100 yards much at all since that injury, or having much rushing success at all. So seeing that is good. And I think, like you guys pointed out, a lot of that's Bo Nix running. I want to see more of that. Has to stay healthy, of course, but I thought that was a nice step in the right direction. The defense. I think you look at the scoreboard in this one, it's 13 points, and 7 of those came on a short field where the opponent started at the 35. Yet I walk away from this game feeling kind of annoyed about it, kind of how David felt. This was a soft defense. Mike, I know how David and I kind of feel about it. Where were you at with the defensive effort tonight? Are we too negative?
No, I'm lockstep. This is a third string quarterback without some of their best weapons. They should have shut them out. They should have sacked him. They should have beat him into a pulp. So I was disappointed. Kareem Hunt was averaging 5.5 yards a carry. It's not like, they didn't have anything going. And this kid at quarterback was obviously a running threat, and it took him 3 quarters to get a spy in there to keep an eye on this guy. Like, this guy could have taken over the game when a game that close. So no, I know the numbers. This is where the numbers and the eye test for me differ. The numbers probably look really good for the Broncos in this game, but they should look really good in this game. And this guy's finding open players, fumbling the ball, and then throwing for first downs, hitting Kelsey all over the place. It's like, man, that last pass that he threw was so close to being a tying touchdown. I mean, this was letting him march all the way down there on the last drive of the game with 1.5 minutes and 1 timeout. It's unacceptable. I'm still stocked down on defense.
Dude, how many backup offensive linemen did the Chiefs have in today's game? Man?
Yeah.
I mean, to get 1 sack.
They had 2, but they weren't just backups. They were third stringers. They have their 5th and 6th tackles out there.
Dude, insane. Now, there should have been some holding calls. There should have been. But Nick Bonito, Jonathan Cooper, you guys got to do better, man. I was very disappointed in their performance. This should have been we should be talking going into next week against the LA Chargers about us having the possibility of breaking the all-time team sack record for the regular season. And we got 1 sack, dude. We're not even going to get close to that after this game.
I thought that was and Herbert's hard to sack, even behind that Chargers O-line. I thought, and it's a great point, I didn't really consider it a whole lot during this game, but going in, I was like, okay, third string quarterback, this game's going to be moving a lot faster than the FCS for him. And you got all the back, like I said, third string tackles on either side. This is a good week for them to start racking up some sacks if they want to chase that record. Their performance tonight, even though they had, again, you couldn't draw it up better. You're going up against a third string quarterback with third string tackles, and you get 1 sack. It is very disappointing. And also, they didn't have the receivers, so it's not like anyone's getting open faster than you would expect.
You've seen. I know you guys have all seen this. Everybody's saying how was it the Commanders game where they got the blueprint, and now everybody knows. I'm starting to buy into that a little bit. Like Vance needs to find another trick in his little bag of tricks, because he's kind of running the same thing, and everybody's just doing exactly what everybody else does. Thank God that we were up against that quarterback tonight.
Yeah, if they were,
you guys got me so negative now. Where's my regular hat?
Against a better quarterback, they would probably have lost. Like though I'll also say, if they were against a better quarterback, maybe we're having an entirely different discussion, because they don't phone it in. There is an element to this team where they are consistently playing down to their opponents. That'll be my cope if they don't get the 1 seed. I'll convince myself I didn't.
All right, I like that cope.
Anything else you guys want to add at all before getting into our stars of the game? I guess one last thing else, or I'll
go ahead, Zach.
Sorry, I'm so I'm terrible, David. I really screwed you tonight. But Surtain, like, even I think that just encapsulated this game so well. I don't think he had like a bad game necessarily, but that pass interference was a terrible mistake. Like, one of his worst plays of the entire year. I'd have to like go through and make sure I'm not missing something egregious, but I think you could definitely argue it was his worst play of the year. Just no reason for you to do that. That's a throwaway. That's an incomplete pass. And because you're grabbing on the guy, you're almost forcing the ref to pull the flag. The only way he doesn't get flagged there is if the ref decided it was uncatchable, which is maybe the right call. But it was so early on, and he was impeding the receiver too much. I don't blame the ref for throwing that one, honestly. So even he had a rough night, which tells you all you need to know. David, I'm sorry. What was the thing you wanted to add before I so rudely interrupted?
Yeah, I want to shout out Michael Bandy, man. I think he had at least one nice third down catch that I remember. And anytime you got a guy come up from the practice squad, 2 catches, 14 yards. He caught both of his targets. I think one of them was at least a third down conversion. That was great to see, man. And I just wanted to shout him out
and shout out Troy too, and Ingram, who on a night where drops were a problem, these guys were 100%, caught everything thrown to him. So shout out to those guys, especially Troy, for all he put up with all year, to come out and go 4 for 4 again. Catch everything thrown his way. Really happy to see that.
He's on a hell of a run. We keep talking about it every week, but then the updated numbers there over the last 5 games now, he's I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done this. 18 targets, and he had head into this game, he had 15 catches on 18 targets, so then 4 for 4, so 19 of 22. Like, that's remarkable, considering Troy Franklin's rep, and a well-earned rep over his first season and a half in the league. Sorry, David.
Yeah, people are bringing this up too. Like, Tanner is in the chat, and I think it's worth discussion, because people forget that Jim Leonard, he also has an assistant head coach title on this team. So, again, I feel like we got enough defensive talent on the coaching staff to where we should be able to adjust. But I'm hoping somebody with media credentials actually presses Sean on this. He'll cut him off and he'll say something that doesn't matter at all, but he'll be thinking about it. Do we need to turn to Jim Leonard a little bit more?
My theory, honestly, yes, David. That's my theory. Is VJ's defense is overly simplistic. I think he leans a little too heavy on some man stuff. I think when he's having to pivot out of it and do some more zone heavy game plans, we've seen him struggle with it, and other teams kind of exploit it. I think he's struggling to counterpunch as a result. Jim Leonard, like, philosophically or schematically, is from the Mike McDonald, Jesse Minter tree.
Seattle.
That is the modern cutting edge. And what has made them so special defensively is how they teach things and make things so multiple, and those defenses are so much harder to catch on to. And there is, like, this is a real thing happening to the Broncos defense. I talked about it on the pregame shows on KOA today. Since week 11, right, the Seattle Seahawks are 4th in defensive or EPA per play allowed. The Texans are 5th, right? So but they're still playing like top 5 defenses, the Seahawks and the Texans. The Broncos, they're 22nd. Like this answer of, well, it's later in the season, so it's hard to do. Just it does not hold water when you look at the other good defenses around the league. And I really don't think there's a lack of talent on this defense. And like, yes, there's an injury or two. Guess what? It's December 25th in the National Football League. Where's the totally healthy defense? Like, if you want to list out all the injuries on all the AFC playoff teams, the Broncos are closer to the healthiest team than the least healthy team. They've had good injury luck this year. So I also don't buy the like, well, we've suffered an injury or two, so now the defense is going to be bad. Man, what? Why are we spending first round picks on depth for you then? Like a guy who's just going to get burned by Travis Kelce tonight. I don't get what is going on with the defense. Honestly, they've got so much invested on that. There's just no excuse for it to be this bad. Frankly,
if they dominate the Chargers, all is forgiven.
Yeah,
all is forgiven, but we'll have to see.
And they might. Like, I think that's a matchup where in theory they should. Like, it's a weaker offensive line, but man, if they play like they did this week, they'll get crushed. If they play like they did against the Packers, they'll crush the Chargers. So who knows? Probably somewhere in the middle, and it'll be one possession. Fellas, you want to get into our stars of the game?
Yeah, man. Let's do it. And I get to go first this time.
Yeah.
All right, Mike. Take it.
It's Bo Nix. Guys, this is Bo Nix's team. He didn't even have a great game tonight, but he won the game for the Broncos. He ran it in. He threw a touchdown pass. He made huge plays on 3rd down, 3rd and 20, 3rd or 2nd and 20, David. I can't remember, or 15. I can't remember what it was. He ran for first downs. He kept the ball moving when the plays weren't there. And by the way, that touchdown run, that was a design draw. Watch it again. The offensive linemen were already downfield blocking for him. It was set up to look like a pass. That was a draw all the way, and he ran right through it and executed it. Bo Nix is, man, every week I'm just seeing exactly what the Broncos need. They need weapons to build around Bo. We'll be talking about that all off season. It became very obvious tonight. But Bo, man, he's my star. Now, I don't do stats, but I found this really interesting, Zach. You're going to like this. Starting quarterbacks versus the Chiefs. Okay, this is against Josh Allen's 5-5. Justin Herbert is 4-7. Matt Stafford's 1-2. Lamar Jackson 1-6. Bo Nix is 3-1. The times are a changing. Merry Christmas from St. Nick's, and enjoy it. I'd like to see just one smile from Zach tonight. Just one Christmas smile for my mom who's watching. A real smile. There it is.
I'm happy to see you guys.
Smile now.
I will say I'm generally happy with what we saw from Bo Nix today. I think he's building on something. I want him to continue to push the envelope a little bit, because I do think, like, book it. In the playoffs, I think you're going to see a defense roll out a strategy much like we saw. Honestly, the Jags did a good bit of this too last week, but like we saw the Chiefs pull out tonight, where they just go, hey, we'll give you 4 yards of play. Go ahead, take it. And they lull the Broncos into over conservatism. And the Broncos are not a good enough offense. Like we just talked about with the weapons. The weapons have some problems right now. They need to add more. You're down a center and one of your guards isn't playing that well right now. Not everything's perfect. You're not going to, stitch together enough 20 play, 4 yard a play drives to put up like consistent offense. You're going to need some explosives. And I think that requires him being a little more aggressive, but his rushing, his throwing was the best thing they had going for him tonight. David, your star of the game. Who is it?
RJ Harvey.
Let's go.
If I can't go with Bo Nix, it's going to be RJ Harvey. Here's the deal. Yes, his longest rush, I think, what was it, 11 yards? That came on the 3rd and 1, a crucial 3rd and 1. An 11-yard rush on a 3rd and 1, you'll take every single time. He was great. He also caught 5 of 6 targets. That was great for like 30-something yards. Of course, that harder than it looks. Touchdown catch that Mike broke down earlier to help seal the game. And I mean, he was money. He was money on those final 2 scoring drives for the Broncos. Of course, honorable mention, to Jaleel McLaughlin for help on those drives. But on third down, RJ Harvey made plays. 11 of 18 on third down. Take that every time.
Ooh, love it. I love that.
It's awesome. Yeah, shout out to Bo on third downs. That's been his thing. It's been Sutton's thing too, even though he didn't have the best day today. I'm glad you took Harvey. Actually, Mike, do you have anything else you want to add about RJ Harvey? I know we already talked about him.
Man, we did. I just want to make sure everybody out there knows that I absolutely love him. I still say he's going to be a star. Don't take it wrong when I say maybe the first and second down runs, just not quite yet, aren't his bag. But no, I totally get David. If David, I feel sorry for Zach. If David had gone first and taken Bo, I would have taken RJ. So I'm totally on board with you, brother. I love that.
I'm glad you guys would have gone that direction, because I was torn. I was thinking RJ or a different direction for my pick. And people have been following LTB for a minute. No, I've been on RJ Harvey. He was, when a lot of people were down on the pick, I was like, no, he was one of my highest rated running backs. I really like this selection. And if I'm being honest, it hasn't quite lived up to my promise, but I'm a big RJ Harvey fan. Like, I want him to work out because I want an RJ Harvey jersey, but it would be a irresponsible financial investment at this juncture. But that's where my heart was going. My head was going with Troy Franklin, and I'm glad I'll go with who I maybe more honestly believe was a star here. Should have had a big conversion. If he's just touched down earlier, I don't even blame him. Like, with the way the momentum was going, Bo probably needs to throw him a better ball there. But that's like the one knock I'd have on his performance. As you guys said, he was perfect once again today, 4 of 4, hauling in every single one of those targets. And I think that's massive in the same way where, like, one of Bo's big leaps this year has been just like being mediocre against pressure instead of being terrible. It's just game plan, or it's changed everything, because he was always good at limiting the sacks. Now he's limiting the sacks and he's doing something with it, which has just been so valuable. Troy Franklin going from having all these drops, being such an unreliable target, to being a wildly reliable target. It's tremendous for this offense. 19 of 22, had 66 yards today, 66 yards against Jacksonville, 85 against Green Bay, and a touchdown against Green Bay. Really, let's look at these last 3 weeks, because the Raiders and Commanders games, he had a total of 32 yards. These last 3 weeks, he's 14 of 15 for like 216 yards. That's awesome. Like, averaging 70 some yards a game, catching just about everything thrown his way. That's a great recipe for success.
He's going to be a star.
The Broncos, I think I like the weapons they have. I agree they need to add more, but I think Broncos country needs to be like considerate about that weapon, because Sutton isn't a great number one. He's like a great number 2, passable as your number 1.
He's clutch.
And then you've got all these ancillary weapons with Bryant and Franklin and Mims, and they all kind of do their own little thing. You need a guy that bumps everyone down a notch. You don't just need another ancillary weapon. You don't just need a guy who's going to be second fiddle to Sutton. Like, the weapon the Broncos need isn't just another 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10 player. They've got a lot of those in terms of weapons. They need a dude who they can center things around, whether it's a running back, whether it's a tight end, whether it's a receiver. But they don't just need like whatever second, third round pick. Like, and sometimes you hit a home run on those guys and you get AJ Brown. But I just mean, they don't need your run of the mill second, third round pick. They need a dude. And that's why they should be so active in the veteran market. Troy Franklin thoughts, guys. Sorry.
He is 8 yards away from 700 yards on the season. How about that for a second year, 4th round pick, man?
The Broncos, I will be shocked, Zach, if the Broncos don't make a huge move in the offseason for a big time wide receiver. I will be shocked because you nailed it. The surrounding cast would be amazing if they had that one guy that the defense had to double on every play. You know, I don't want to throw names out there because I don't know who's going to be available, but they either need to invest in the draft. If the guy's there, let's just go for it, or they got to make a big splash with all that cap money, and it would change this offense.
Waddle,
incredibly.
Waddle,
I mean, we could have had.
Waddle,
Well, maybe we couldn't have. That probably wasn't realistic, but yeah, we'll see. Maybe
Hey, man,
Waddle's the guy.
Justin Jefferson looks pretty done.
Is he going to be available? Come on.
He looks pretty done. I think
he broke Moss's record for the most yards in the first 6 seasons.
I think he's going to kind of force their hand on JJ McCarthy.
Okay.
And I think if the Vikings are smart, they'll listen to Justin Jefferson. I think there's a decent chance.
We'll take him.
They don't. I don't know. I don't even know if the Broncos would be able to put together the most compelling package, but they need to be calling on all these.
Would you give up Patrick Surtain?
No.
For Jefferson?
No, you give up picks. I'm not giving up a great player because I want your great player so I can try and win right now.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't want to plug one hole in the boat and open up another. Like Surtain is the skeleton key for this defense. He allows them to do everything they want to do. I think you get rid of him for Jefferson and you're the Cincinnati Bengals.
I wasn't arguing for it. I just wanted to see how
I'm arguing against
crazy.
But I think it's multiple first round picks, and look at what that cost the Broncos with the Russell Wilson thing. Like there's plenty of arguments against it. I'm a proponent for it. David, what do you want to say?
I am too.
Yeah, go get a wide receiver. I'll never say no to that. But yeah, keep all the defensive talent we got. I don't want to give up any of our stars.
Yeah.
If we get Justin Jefferson, dynasty.
Couple linebackers.
Dynasty. Yeah, maybe we draft a linebacker or something like that. Singleton.
3rd round.
Whatever it is, he's done after this year. So, right.
Singleton, now the toughest player in Madden, 99 overall.
That's my guy, Zach. That's my guy.
It's great. It's great. It balances out all the other 50 ratings he has. Especially the tackling one. My lord.
Okay, all right. We're on a. We are getting on. They are 13
you're right. Well,
baby.
Hey, they got to win. No losing streak. Right. Time to start a new winning streak.
That's right.
How about this? As we've been tracking the Broncos win streak and like, hey, could it be the longest streak in NFL history? All that went down the drain with the Jags. But the streak we kept looking up at the top of that leaderboard, longest streak in Broncos history, was when they closed out the 1997 season on a win streak and opened up after would have been a week 15 loss. And then opened up huge win streak to open up the next year, and that
13.
was their 18 games in a row. So why not, man? Fingers crossed. Maybe we'll have it again. Closing thoughts, David.
I had another thought. It was such a good thought.
Mike.
David. Hey, here it is. A.T. Perry, get him some targets. Let's see what he can do.
Shut up. Shut up.
You said I had such a good thought, and I was so excited for it, and it's freaking A.T. Perry.
Dude, we would have covered if we played A.T. Perry. I'm sick of Sean Payton throwing this guy in the doghouse.
T.O. We've got T.O. on the bench, and we're not even using him. Mike, closing thoughts from you.
Closing thoughts, man. 13-3. Who would have thought? I don't care how we got there. It's concerning, but it's Christmas. We got a Christmas win. The Broncos are still firmly in control of their destiny. Go Texans on Saturday, I believe. Beat the Chargers. Shout out to my family and all our families. Teresa, Emma, Brett, Mikey, my mom, all of you, Fred, everybody out there watching, Gary. Thank you for watching and letting all of us do what we love, which is talk Broncos with all of you. We're always going to be here if there's any way we can. We just love it. And we got some business left, guys, but we're almost there. We're ending on a high note. It's going to be like a C. That's the high note we just ended on, baby. Let's go.
It's great. Broncos are 1 win away from being the second 14-win team in franchise history. The only other 14-win team in franchise history won the Super Bowl.
Super
It was probably the
Bowl.
best team in franchise history. So
Love it.
cool, cool era we're getting to talk about with this team, even if they've been a little frustrating and maybe don't look as dominant as that 98 squad. It's fun times in Broncos country. We are 3 years removed from 70 to 20, y'all. Make sure you're savoring the wins like this, even if they are a little ugly and
Good call out.
a little embarrassing. All right, guys. We got one more regular season game,
Yeah.
but that won't be the last edition of this show, and we know that for a fact.
Because we're playing in the playoffs.
The spot the Broncos haven't been since 2015, so that's pretty darn cool.
Oh, Zach's cracking a smile with that
I'm
one.
happy. Hey,
I like it. He's happy. Don't let him fool you, folks. He's a soft little teddy bear inside, Mom. Don't worry about Zach.
Here's the thing about me. When I talk about things that are good, big picture Broncos, I get happy. When I talk about things that are bad, like whatever the hell I just watched for 3 hours, I get a little grouchy. Mike, where can they find you and support your work?
You can find me on Twitter, of course.
David. Oh, we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Okay. You can find me at Mike_Carmelini on Twitter and Mile High Monsters on YouTube. By the way, cracked 1,600 now. What the heck? Might as well go for 17. I don't know. I think it's just the luck of this show, this after party show, man. It's the best. David, what do you got going on?
Well, hey, I got a great Christmas gift for all of you. You guys hear it after every show. Kalshi. Use the link in the description, guys. DTB the code. Get a $10 bonus when you deposit 10. And if you were smart like me, you made money on another Broncos victory. You put it on just the outright win because you know they weren't going to cover the spread. You knew that. And let's go ahead and make sure we double that against the Chargers next week. So head over to Kalshi. They're a wonderful sponsor of the channel. And thank you, too, for allowing me to spam it over there as well. Let's have fun. Do it on Kalshi, not with all these sports books, casinos, all that. It's just peer-to-peer. And we'll all make money and get rich together. Thank you.
Absolutely. And then check out David over at David Talks Broncos, David Talks Buffs, Mike at Mile High Monsters, also David Talks Sports on different social medias. And then me, Let's Talk Broncos. Did take a little bit of a holiday break, but we'll be back on Monday, probably. Well, I don't know when we'll be back. I'm going to be honest, but we'll be back. Check us out. Let's Talk Broncos. Got exciting things in the works. And yeah. Until next time,
guys,
everybody.
Get out there. Wait, get out there and check out Zach's writing, by the way. One of the best young writers in Broncos country. I mean it, man. I'm just telling you. Get out there. KOA Radio and Let's Talk Broncos. His writing is phenomenal. You're going to love it.
What the heck? Oh, that threw me way off. I thought, yeah.
And I was hosting, but
no, that wasn't you, Mike. You did not throw me off. Something else.
Oh, good. Okay.
But yes, thank you very much for the shout out. I need to get back on the writing game. I'm way behind. But thank you everybody for supporting the work we do here. Till next time, everybody. Let's go Broncos.
Go Broncos.